Hello, you Midas Mighty. Harry Litman of Talking Feds here with my reaction to yesterday's hearing in a federal court down in the Southern District of Florida on the motion of many news agencies, New York Times, TV stations on down, to unseal the affidavit that was used as part of the search in the Mar-a-Lago case. Just to quickly recap what the components of a search warrant are. They had the piece of paper that says we have the right to do it. They had another piece of paper that's been also unveiled that gives a very sketchy account of what they took away. But the real motherlode of information is the probably 50 to 100 page document affidavit by a couple agents. That's what they took to the magistrate judge. That's how they established probable cause for the commission of 3 crimes at Mar-a-Lago. That was how they got the authority to search the premises. Okay, so having done so and just had these couple documents unveiled, the agencies say this is really, the news media says it's really important. Let's unseal the whole thing. This is unprecedented. The search of a former president's residence. People are really super interested. Now, the magistrate judge, a guy named Bruce Reinhardt, has a reputation as a academic, thoughtful guy. He also is a long time veteran, or before he took the bench, of the U.S. Attorney's Office. So certainly he would understand why the Department of Justice didn't want to unseal it. And in brief, there were 3 or 4 reasons. They said if you unseal it, it's going to be a roadmap to the investigation, and that'll give the defense a way to parry it or thwart it, etc. Also, in this case, it's going to endanger witnesses. We know that there are MAGA crazies out there on the hunt for the FBI agents involved. Indeed, they're on the hunt for Reinhardt. They had to cancel the Saturday night, the Shabbat services at his synagogue because he was getting so many threats, mostly anti-Semitic diatribes. And they want to give incentives in future high-profile cases for witnesses to come forward and not think they'll be revealed. And finally, they can't reveal national classified information, which is security information, which is a lot of what's there. So it seemed like a pretty strong case, but to a lot of people's surprise, including mine, Reinhardt came out and said, you know, there's a really strong public right to know here. I've looked at the affidavit. I think there's at least some chunks that you really could reveal. DOJ, go away, come back in a week, get out your black magic marker and make redactions of these things you say really can't be revealed, and maybe we'll have what's left be at least a sort of part of a effort to show the public what went on here. Now, the department had actually anticipated this possibility and had said this can't be done in this case. We'd have to black out so much that the remaining document would be incoherent. It would, black, 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 Tuesday, black, 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 3, whatever. But the judge ordered them to do it, so they've gone away with their magic marker, and they're going to try their best, I think, to play ball and leave some chunks there. It's certain that whatever they do, even if the judge approves it, people are going to be dissatisfied because it's going to be a heavily redacted document for the reasons that we say. Now, Trump's position here was pretty interesting. He's out on the hustings saying, let's reveal everything, let's unseal the whole affidavit, which of course we know could never happen. So he's set things up for him and his MAGA, frothing at the mouth constituency to be dissatisfied whatever happens. But I think it's just a ruse anyway. He doesn't want this out. It either documents criminal activity at Mar-a-Lago, including very possibly by him, or it makes clear, because the more we learn, the more we know that the DOJ tried for over a year with documents that were really important, and they eventually, after the discussion, served a subpoena, and the subpoena wasn't complied with. And then, worst of all, they got a letter from a lawyer down there and maybe other representations that says, we've given you everything, and probably through a confidential informant. That's a whole kind of interesting side note in the case. Who's the mole in the small Trump circle? They learned that, in fact, when the Trump team was lying to them, saying they turned over everything. So that's what prompted them to have to rush in and get the documents. Trump, of course, is out there saying, I was cooperative, these are jackbooted thugs, etc. So if this were to come out, it would just put the lie to that. So he wants to have the public posture of, let's make it all transparent, but when it comes to the courts, which once again play their role of, truth tellers, he, of course, backs down. Okay, so the DOJ is going to take a week to try to give him a redacted version. If they can't do it, or if he orders them to do more, there's the possibility they swallow hard and go along, but they could appeal. He's a magistrate judge. On top of him is a district court judge. On top of that is the Court of Appeals. So this is probably going to go a while, even if it's just the process at his level, and it's not like we're going to see it soon. One other tidbit we learned yesterday. Typically, you serve a search warrant like this, that's because you've really done a big investigation and you're pretty much ready to pull the trigger with charges. Here, though, it came out in the hearing. The investigation, the criminal investigations just started. And that makes sense because the first imperative here was to get the damn documents back, which they were concealing, lying about, etc. And those are the crimes that are under investigation. But so now they say, we're just starting out with the investigation. It's another reason why we don't want to reveal it and give the roadmap. But that tells Trump and the country, they are now beginning to, get their clutches into the possible criminal side of things, and have they been asking witnesses about Trump's claim of having done this magic, preposterous really, standing order to declassify anything he took. So they're starting to look at it in earnest in their early stages. Okay, so there you have it. There's going to be an effort to get out some version of it, heavily redacted. Everyone's probably going to be dissatisfied if it happens. Might take a while, including with an appeal if the DOJ is not satisfied. That is the basic state of play, you Meidas Mighty. Harry Litman of Talking Feds. We've got our own YouTube channel now, which you can check out. And this story ain't going away. So the next time something big happens, I have a reaction to offer. I'll be back to talk to you, and until then, talk to you later.
Hey Meidas Mighty, Emma Silverman here, reminding you to make this November Rovember. Check out the new MeidasTouch Rovember t-shirt collection at store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com. Hurry up and get your Rovember t-shirt before they sell out. Let's go.